Hello friends, so welcome to this lecture on how Azure Conditional Access works. See, conditional access policies, we need to understand that, okay, how they are basically applied or the logic behind it. See, the first thing is more than one conditional access policy may apply when you need to access certain access resource or a certain application. So in that case, what will happen is all the policies that apply must be satisfied only then user or a particular identity will be provided the access. So for example, if let's say one policy says that there is a requirement for two-factor or multi-factor authentication, and second requirement says that okay, a compliant device should be able to log in, then the user or the identity must satisfy both the requirements, which includes your MFA or a compliant device. And the second thing we need to understand is how these policies are evaluated. So basically these policies, all policies, conditional access policies, are enforced in two phases. In the first phase, all the policies that are evaluated and access controls that are not satisfied basically collected. Means let's say if there are 10 policies, all those 10 policies are evaluated, and let's say if there are 4 or 5 access controls that are not satisfied, in that case that information is also collected. Now in the second phase, all the requirements which are not satisfied or not met are prompted, and if any of the policy which says that access should be blocked, then your access is blocked and you're not prompted to satisfy any other policy. For example, let's say if there are 10 policies and out of 10 policies, all policies are showing allow, but if there is one policy which is saying that okay, a sign in risky user is trying to sign in and access should be blocked, then according to this policy, the access will be blocked and user will not be prompted further to satisfy any of the requirement. So the access would be straightway blocked. And in case of another scenario, let's say if none of the policy is blocking you and you are prompted to satisfy other controls, then those controls will be prompted in the hierarchy, like require multi-factor authentication, or require a device to be marked as compliant, require hybrid AG joined device, or require a approved client application. So in that hierarchy it may come. So this is how the conditional access policies are applied or evaluated. Now the other thing is we need to understand that in the first lecture we also understood that okay, the main purpose for applying the conditional access policy is that okay, users should be able to do their day-to-day duties or perform their day-to-day tasks, and along with that the organization security needs to be implemented, and there might be a possibility that while implementing the policies incorrect settings got implemented, and the administrator itself gets logged out from the admin portal, and then it would be difficult to log in, and it can create problems within the production environment as well. So in that case, one needs to check if there are other administrators in your organization that are not blocked. Those administrator credentials can be used, and then that particular administrator will access to the Azure portal and can disable the policy which is impacting the user sign in or administrative sign in. And the second, if that is not the scenario, if it is not possible, then like if none of the administrators in your organization can update the policy, then in that case you need to contact Microsoft support or submit a request. Then the Microsoft technical person or the support person will review the policies which is basically affected, and that will basically update the conditional access policy that is preventing the access. So in that case you'll be able to log in again and make sure that policies are implemented correctly. So it is very important that okay, whenever you are implementing the policy, try to implement the policy on small resources, create some test subscription, right, or test resource group in which you want to apply the policy. First try and test the policies thoroughly, only then move ahead onto the production environment. So in this lecture we covered that okay, how the conditional access policies are applied, what is the logic behind this. There are two phases which we'll use. And then we learn that okay, if administrator gets locked out of the administrator portal, then how we can log into the portal again to manage our conditional access policies. So this is it friends, in this lecture. Thank you for watching this lecture. Meet you in the next lecture. Thank you.